Hi, I'm Dawn Pearce with Southern Instructional Solutions. This is the beginning of my cursive handwriting series. I'm going to put each letter on a separate video so that it will be easy access as you're trying to work with each cursive letter separately. I found that that was a challenge when I was looking for that. I'm also going to just keep it rather simple. There's not going to be any bells, whistles, wild animations, crazy music going on in the background. When I was looking for this kind of thing for my own students and for information, I just didn't really find it out there. So I decided we need to make this. You just need a composition notebook. I'm not into making all kinds of photocopies. I know it's hard sometimes to make copies at school, and I don't think the schools are going to put a lot of money into handwriting books. You will also need just some highlighters. You know, I love to use them. Those of you that know me, and a pencil will do. So let's keep it simple and get started. So once you teach your students the routine of setting up the notebook on how to count those lines, then the page will look the same every time you work on your cursive practice, or even just use it if you're teaching them how to print. Let me go to sharing my screen with you, and let's get started with the letter A. Okay, so I always want to have a title on my page. So let's take our blue highlighter. If you want to use another color, feel free. And I'm going to write cursive in the white space. C-U-R-S-I-V-E, cursive practice across the top. And then since I wrote that already touching the first line, I'm going to skip to the second line and just trace that going all the way across. And then I like to talk and explain things to the students in traffic light colors. So that's why I like to use the, green, yellow, and pink. So I'm going to use the green for my grass line for one thing, as we are counting. Now, before we do that, you might want to have them use the pencil just to make sure they're using the right lines to start. So if you're working online the way I do in tutoring, they can show you through the document camera or just show it through by holding it up to the screen. And then if you're in the classroom, you'll walk around and check on them. So after the blue line count, 1, 2, 3, and I have the students put a little X on that line and then count after the X. 1, 2, 3, put a little X on that line, and then 1, 2, 3, put a little X on that line, and then 1, 2, 3, put a little X on that line, and 1, 2, 3, put a little X, 1, 2, 3, and X, 1, 2, 3, and X, and then 1, 2, and this is what I have. So I think I'm in the wide ruled notebook. If you're in the college ruled notebook, you'll have maybe a few more lines to go through. So once I know their X's are in the right place, if your students don't need this next step, then don't do this. But I find, for my students, they need this visual of a line. I have them take the green highlighter and go slowly and trace that line, as I call it, the grass line, as the baseline that their letters will sit on, going all the way across their page. And then we have our next X, our next baseline will go all the way across the page. And then we're just going to keep going. And basically this is setting up our 2-page spread that we'll use for a few sessions. And then we're going to go all the way across the page like that. So then just give them a few minutes to set this up. And some of them you'll see they'll go off the line or they'll rush. Don't worry about it. They'll get better the more you do this. And if you're doing this kind of technique with other lessons, but they get better at it. So just try not to fuss too much. There you go. So you have all your baselines for them to work on. Okay, so we're going to start with the capital A. So as a student, you're used to capital A looking like this. So go ahead and write your printed A in the margin on that left side of that line, just so you remember this is what it looks like when we're printing. But we're going to be working in cursive now. So if you're writing with your right hand, you're going to turn your notebook just a little bit. I'm going to zoom in so that you can really see what I'm doing and just model this first letter to start. So I'm going to start, see how this baseline right here is the green line. I'm going to go up 1, 2, put your pencil point there. Let's do that again from the baseline. Go up 1, 2 spaces, put your pencil point there. From there, we're going to go left towards the capital A that we wrote and make a like an oval, go around and go back up to where we started. And then we're going to pull back down and make a little hook. Okay. So I did pretty good there. I left like a little space open. Now what I want to do is just turn this into a little color-coded directions, because in case the students forget and they're not with you and they are going to practice, first step, number 1, it started up here at the top as a reminder. And let's take our green highlighter. I'm going to put a little dot on this, and just number 1 on that dot is where we started, and realize that we went around this way. So I drew that arrow with the very tip of my highlighter. So we went around this way, and then we're going to stop on that green dot. Now, the second thing we did, our second stroke, we didn't lift up our pencil, but the second thing we did was we went back down. So I'm going to take my yellow highlighter now, and right next to that, I'm going to go from the green dot and go around and over the hook, so that you see that was the second stroke we did, the second direction that we went in. And then we ended right here. Red light, stop there. Okay. That was the third place we went to, and that's where we stopped, so that you remember step 1, around, step 2, pull down, step 3, stop there. Okay. So kind of help take the time to color code with your students to make that cursive capital A. Now let's go through and do it again. Start at the top, count from the baseline, go up 1, 2. You can even use this video with your students if you want. I know I'm not talking directly to them, but go ahead, go around, pull down to the green line. Okay, pretty good. I kind of like left a little space there, but whatever. Let's do it again. Leave a little space, go around, up, pull down, leave a little tail. Okay, let's do it again. We should be able to fit like about 5 of these on this. There you go. And do it again. Okay, so that's our capital letter A. How'd you do? And then walk around, make corrections, overlook. Okay, next to it right here, we're going to make our lowercase a. So this is what it looks like in print. And then it's going to be very similar to the capital A. But instead of it taking 2 spaces, 1 space, 2 space, so this is a 2-space letter, it's only going to take 1 space, 1 little space. So we're going to, same thing, we're going to start on the green line and we're going to go up 1 line only. We're going to go around. It's going to take the same strokes as the capital A and then go down and around. Okay. So same strokes, but 1 space instead of 2 spaces. So let's color code that the way we did before. So get your green highlighter out. Let's put our green dot where we're starting. That's going to be step 1. That's where we started. And then from there, we went around to the left. Okay, we went around. Then from there, what did we do? Remember? Step 2, we went down and up, down and up. Step 3, we had to end it. We stopped right there. Okay, so we have to squeeze that all in, very tiny. Okay, so let's try it again. So let's make a row, a line now of lowercase a. So we're going to go up 1 to the middle line, 1 space tall, around to the left, and a tail. Around to the left, and a tail. To the left, and a tail. Keep on practicing. Practice makes permanent. Around to the left and a tail. Try to leave some little spaces between each one of those. If you have like a little popsicle stick, they can use a little popsicle stick to help them with their spacing. Okay. So the next challenge is we're going to move on to connecting the capital A and the lowercase a to connect them together. So let's go back to the capital A. We're going to make a capital A and we're going to connect it with this little tail right here. That little tail is going to flow right up over to this lowercase a. So we're going to start here. We're going to go up 1, 2 spaces. Look what we're going to do. 1, 2 down, 3 stop. Ready? Go up. Go to the left. Pull down, step 2. Now 3, go into lowercase a. Go back around, step 2. Okay, and there you go. And so you can see how it connects right here. So when you connect, instead of stopping, now you're going to keep going. So this is that 3rd step. So instead of stopping, you keep going. That's going to be that connection now. Keep going. And then you go back over. Okay, let's make some more. We're going to use this whole line to connect lowercase to capital and practice that. So let's go up 1, 2 spaces and connect capital A. Keep your pencil down. Don't pick it up. Connect to lowercase a. So you shouldn't have to pick up your pencil at all the whole time. Leave a little space. Go up 2 spaces tall. Make sure you're touching that blue line. Go around, touch the blue line. Go get the lowercase a and swing out. So look at your A's. Does your capital A go all the way and touch that blue line? Does your lowercase a touch that middle blue line? That's how you know that you're making them the right height. Eventually, you'll write smaller as a student. You'll only be writing on these little spaces. But right now we're practicing how tall and small those letters should look. Let's go to the next one. Okay, ready? Let's make a capital A and a lowercase a. Capital A and a lowercase a. And just go ahead and keep going until you run out of your line. Very good. I'll give you some time to catch up. Now, after this, let's practice on the 3rd line with connecting just some lowercase a's. So let's connect two lowercase a's together. So remember, a lowercase a is 2 spaces tall. So we can go to the middle line, go up 1 space, make a lowercase a, don't pick up your pencil, make another lowercase a, and stop. So now you have an A and an A. Let's leave a space. Let's do it again. Let's do 2 A's. A, connect to an A. So these lowercase a's connect the same way as the capital and the lowercase a. Same connection right there at the bottom. Okay, make sure they're touching that first blue line. It shouldn't go over, it shouldn't be under. Make sure it's sitting on the green line. Let's do it again. A, like ah, A says ah, there we go. Don't go ahead because I'm going to change it now. Now let's do 3 in a row. Ready? 3 A's in a row. Lowercase a, 2, and 3. How'd you do? 3 in a row. Should we do a capital A with 3 in a row? Let's try that. Capital A with 3 in a row, lowercase a. 1, 2, 3. If you were to read it, it almost sounds like a scream. Ah. Okay, let's finish up with maybe just 3 little A's. A, another A, and another A. Okay, and that's about like all I would do for my cursive practice in the classroom. Clear it up for you. Now, they probably need some more additional practice. So do they have like time? Maybe you have an anchor chart, and on your anchor chart, you could have listed for them to use their colored pencils. Or do you have, I always have the Bic 4-in-1 color pen. I love this pen. The kids love writing in pen. And let them pick a color, or even for homework, and have them now practice tracing over it. That'd be great practice now. Who needs, they can just pick a color and trace over it. Better yet, every day, they could come in for part of their morning routine as soon as they turn in their homework and sharpen their pencils. They could come in and trace over their handwriting practice that you did with them with a different color. So like Monday could be red, or Monday you might have done it. You might have done A. Tuesday could be red. Wednesday could be blue. Thursday could be black. And Friday could be green. And then they would have gotten lots of practice with the same 3 little lines on your notebook page. Okay. So there I traced over it in red, and then you could trace over it in all the other colors and really get some use out of it. Or you could go through colored pencils. You know, if they have colored pencils, they could use the colored pencils on them too. And then I'm going to use my, my next 3 lines is going to be for my next letter. So come find me on my next YouTube for the letter B. And I guess I need to start pumping these out to get the whole alphabet out. And please like and subscribe. And as I get them out, you'll get notified. Thank you. Bye.